Chapter 2. Something that nobody in the Fortnite community saw coming. After finishing Season X, one of the most annoying to play seasons of all time,
Season X is here, and the world is destabilizing fast.
we were introduced to an unpredictable event. An event that revolutionized the future of Fortnite Battle Royale. An event that I would consider the end of an era. Chapter 2. After Fortnite pulled one of the most genius marketing tactics of all time, we were introduced to a brand new beginning, a nice reboot if you will. A new island, battle pass, story, and even brand new game mechanics were handed to us right after the beginning of Chapter 2. Everybody was excited, finally a fresh new start, a beginning that will give this fan favorite battle royale game a fresh start for everybody. It was as if the game was barely being released, you know, something that gave off the OG vibes but with more experienced players and a higher community. After all, the game was considered to be in a beta state for many years. So with that said, it's safe to say that Season 1 Chapter 2 was a perfect introduction to all players old and new. But after all of this was concluded, what next? What did Epic Games do after the introduction of a new chapter? Did they have something in store to keep the player base engaged? How could they possibly top the introduction of a new chapter? What theme were they going to do next? Where was the story going? So many questions that only time could answer. Season 2 Chapter 2. We went from blowing the world up to a fresh new start to spies? Okay, I dig it. You know, I think I could actually see how the meeting went. Alright, I want new ideas for the next season. First person to come up with a genius idea gets a free coupon for a Chuck E. Cheese pizza. James, go. Oh, how about we do a pirate themed season? We already did that. You, what do you have? Oh, how about World War II? This is Fortnite, not a history lesson that's being given by a 7th grade teacher. So does anybody have a good idea? Anything? Anybody? Oh, hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Some jackass with a tuxedo started yelling at me because I called him James Bond. I don't know why he got so offended. I mean, the dude legit looked like he was some sort of spy or something, you know? Anyway, what are you guys up to? What? Well, what did you just say? Oh, nothing. I mean, you know, I came a bit late. I'm sorry. But yeah, what's everyone talking about? No. Like, before that. What did you just say before that? Oh, you mean the tuxedo dude? Yeah, that guy got mad at me because I called him James Bond. Again, he was wearing like a tuxedo and everything. He looked like a spy, you know? Perfect. Creating what I can only describe as the best season of all time. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could possibly top Fortnite Season 2 Chapter 2, and I feel like I'm pretty qualified to say that considering that I've been playing since Season 3. But I feel like I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but spoiler alert, it was a pretty cool season. So the trailer drops, and my goodness was I excited. A spy themed season. I always dreamed about having a spy themed season in Fortnite Battle Royale. Something about the tone though made me feel like this was going to be a bit more than your average season, because the trailer really focused on this Shadow versus Ghost story, and then the first thing that the trailer said was, "Welcome to the agency." What's that about? And then they kept saying that the island's future was on our hands.
The future is in your hands.
Whoa, hold on a minute. That's a fair amount of pressure. Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? You know, what happens if the bad guy wins? Like, what the heck is going on here? Who is this? Why are the characters responding to his call? What, were they spies this whole time? She straight up killed her friends just to respond to this call. Deadpool? What? With all the mystery behind the trailer and the new chapter itself, it really made you think how deep this season could possibly get. Surely this was going to be a basic spy theme with a little side story, right? Right? Well, before we talk about the story behind this season, let's take a look at the theme itself. Now, at this point, we had everything. We had pirates, Halloween, superheroes, Christmas, but spies? We've never had something as interesting as that. I mean, how could you make a battle pass revolve around spies? Like what, you just grab a skin and then you slap a suit into it, call it a day? Sure, that could work, but how are you gonna make it so it won't feel repetitive? I mean, surely seeing every skin wear some sort of fancy suit, you know, black and white or whatever, surely that's going to get a bit stale over time, but let's not forget, This is Fortnite. This is the same game that managed to make a fucking banana into a walking assassin, so I doubt Fortnite was going to make this season as boring as paint to dry. Now don't get me wrong, spies, that's a very cool and interesting concept, but when it comes to the battle passes, the stories, and the overall game itself, they must be pretty creative to keep their fans engaged with a more serious tone. But that's exactly what Fortnite did, you know? They grabbed this pretty cool concept, but they added the charm that Fortnite is known to have. After all, they do have to make interesting cosmetics in order to sell them in the item shop or in the battle pass. The game also has to have some pretty cool spy themed cosmetics, vehicles, and every other gameplay mechanic in order to make this season feel fresh from the previous ones without making it feel a bit too stale. So overall, the spy theme seemed like it was going to work out based off of what we've seen in the trailers and the teasers and pretty much anything that we had at the time, but everyone had the same question. How did we end up here? Let's take a good look at the story, because remember, this is a new chapter. This is the future of Fortnite Battle Royale storyline, so we had to pay pretty close attention to see what was going on. What is the future holding, and what conflict will Season 2 of the second chapter have? For the most part, I'm going to explain the story from the Top 5 Gaming's version, because most of the story is hidden in the background and it could be quite tricky to piece it out together, so I had no choice but to go with their story that made more sense. So bear with me here as we take a look at the story behind the scenes.
Season X is here, and the world is destabilizing fast.
Season X. Fortnite goes boom because the visitors were messing around with the 0 point. And as it turns out, someone else in another universe was doing the exact same thing, which caused people to stare at a black hole for hours. So the 7 sent a squad known as Eagle to have a look at what was going on. The Eagle squad, which we've seen in Season 1 Chapter 1, soon finds out that there's an identical group to them called Alter. But unlike Eagle, Alter is bad news. As it turns out, they're the ones responsible for all the testing. Yes, these people were responsible for the black hole. Well, sort of. See, Alter works for Chaos Agent, and the goal of Chaos Agent is to take control of the 0 point in the island itself. But of course, Eagle Squad gets a hold of this and declares war on Alter, which is probably why we had the whole Shadow and Ghost option as a way for the players to pick a side and choose the fate of the Fortnite island. Although the story is short, it does set a great conflict for the future seasons. I do love the fact that Fortnite introduced multiple universes into the game, because this gives me the idea that with multiple universes comes multiple stories, meaning that maybe in another universe Jonesy is helping the bad guys and maybe the bad guys are the good guys. You guys see what I'm trying to say? Which is great news for the rest of Fortnite Battle Royale's future, as it opens millions of possibilities into the story. So now that we covered the story behind Season 2 Chapter 2, let's focus on something that I and most of the Fortnite community cares about in a new season: the Battle Pass. The 100 plus tiers of awesome cosmetics that you're given every single season for the small price of $10 is something that nobody tends to skip. I mean, you get so much for a small price. It's practically a steal. I cannot stress this one enough. Season 2 Chapter 2 has the best Battle Pass that I have ever seen. Name one battle pass as good as Season 2 Chapter 2's battle pass. But before you bash me in the comments, hold on, before you bash me, take a good minute to hear what I have to say and understand why I have this opinion and how it's impossible to have it changed. So with that said, let's take a look at the battle pass, starting with skins. So we have your typical 7 skins and your mystery skin, and the cool thing about the Season 2 Chapter 2 Battle Pass is the fact that most skins come with their own signature moves. Now, for those of you that don't know, a signature move is a little gimmick that makes every skin special, something that helps them stand out, and you know what? I love this. Something that wasn't necessary but good was added into this battle pass, and it shows that the people behind this season were passionate. They cared about Season 2 Chapter 2. I like to believe that they wanted to make this season as good as it could possibly be. They didn't even have to do this, and yet they did, and that right there is one of the many reasons this Battle Pass was a masterpiece. Tier 1. Gear Specialist Maya. Let me tell you right now, Gear Specialist Maya is an amazing tier 1 skin. She doesn't have 1 or 2 or 3 edit styles. No. She's a fully customizable skin that, like the trailer says,
An elite specialist that becomes uniquely yours.
her signature move is the customization. With over 3 million styles, the possibilities were nearly endless. You were able to tool around with the available edit styles, you can mix and match. Heck, you can even choose not to customize her if you wanted to. Like I said, the possibilities were nearly infinite. With over 3 million styles, this was your freedom to make your very own skin. You could add helmets, hats, tattoos, change her hair, her shirt, add armor, pants, shoes, the color of her shirt, add a scarf, face paint, the sleeves. There was so much that you could do that they gave her her own little room. So you could go around, mix and match, do whatever you want with your imagination. Sure, you weren't able to change her looks after the season was over, but it's nice to have the ability to make your own skin and keep it forever. Like I said, the possibilities were nearly endless. I mean, I could have done so much, but for some fucking reason I made mine look like a downgraded recon expert. I still don't know why I did that. Tier 2, we have another Peely. Now listen, I'm not a big fan of Peely. Okay, I'm sure we're all sick and tired of seeing this skin in the battle passes. Like, we get it, Fortnite, ha ha ha, silly banana, yes how funny. But please, for the love of God, give us something else at this point. For crying out loud, I would have taken a male Maya instead, but no, we just needed another Peely, didn't we? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did like the little suit that he came with, plus he had like 3 different edit styles, so there's that. I mean, you can't really complain too much. I don't think he came with a signature move, other than he's both Shadow and Ghost.
You're an imposter!
Tier 20 was Brutus, a chunky boy that was your typical okay skin. I mean, he wasn't that special of a skin, but then again, every battle pass has that mediocre skin, so I'll give him a pass. Just like Peely, he had no signature move unfortunately, but then again, mediocre skin. Nobody's using any sleep. Tier 40, we have TNTina, a pretty good skin that I'm a fan of. She loves explosions, hence the name TNTina, TNT, haha, you guys get it. And it's overall a really good skin that I see people genuinely like. You know, a little side note, she kinda does remind me of Aunt Cass from Big Hero 6. Like, does anyone else see the resemblance here, or is that just me? Her signature move is Kaboom, a built-in emote that gives her this cartoony comic book look. It's a neat little signature move that I genuinely like, just because it makes sense because she's based off of some sort of comic book vibe. Tier 60, we have Meowscles, a big cat. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, it's just a big cat with the body of a gorilla. That's all I can honestly say. Lynx and Meowscles have a thing? That's weird, but okay. His signature move is Flex, a built-in emote that allows him to flex his muscles. Tier 80, we have Sky, a skin that looks to be inspired by Adventure Time, and I'm not gonna lie, I love this skin just because of how unique it is. I grew up with Adventure Time, and seeing this unique skin makes me wonder how Fortnite could go without needing to use collaborations every 10 seconds. Her signature move is the Ollie Bounce emote, and this allows her to ride her little hat companion, Ollie. How cute is that? And finally, we have one of the best tier 100s we had in a while, Midas. A skin inspired by the old tale of King Midas, a greedy king who was obsessed with gold, so much so that it led up to him accidentally turning his daughter into solid gold. This was because he wished for everything that he touched to be turned into gold, and I guess they took the concept of King Midas and made him into something unique and modern, of course. They could have easily added some 50-year-old balding dude with a crown and whatnot, but no, instead of making like a king or whatever, they got creative and they got this hot dude and slapped him into the battle pass, and that right there deserves my respect. His signature move was also inspired by the story. Whatever he touches gets turned into gold. So if you grab, for example, an AR, the AR gets turned into gold. Now, how cool of a detail is that?
Oh, hello. I know, right?
Yeah, Deadpool is the quote-unquote secret skin. And you know what? I'm not mad. I have always complained about collaboration skins in the battle passes, but remember, this was during Season 2 Chapter 2. This was new, this was fresh. We have never seen anything like this before. And the fact that one of the most funny, cool, awesome, unicorn-loving, non-killable, got me grounded for watching this movie, likable Marvel superheroes was added into the battle pass, made me really get hyped for Season 2 Chapter 2. And to add a joke to punchline, Deadpool broke the fourth wall in the trailer by pointing out the fact that he was the secret skin. Zero fucks were given by him, which made his appearance a lot funnier and cooler than what it already was. And another cool thing about the Season 2 Chapter 2 Battle Pass was the fact that players could choose between two different edit styles. Do you guys remember when I mentioned Team Shadow and Team Ghost? Well, this was why, because apparently you were able to choose between Team Shadow or Team Ghost in order to change your cosmetics looks. Not only did this change your skin's look from either goth to clean, but it also gave their cosmetics additional edit styles depending on which side you picked for that specific skin. So if you wanted your skin to look like a Hot Topic shopper, you went for Shadow, but if you wanted your skin to look like a church volunteer, you went with Ghost. And what I found really cool about this whole Shadow and Ghost thing is that you're not forced to choose only one style. You're able to choose Team Shadow for one skin, and you're able to choose Team Ghost for another skin, which is something that I really appreciate, because imagine how terrible it would have been if you can only choose one side and the rest of your cosmetics have to deal with that. You got to choose what skin got what edit style, and I appreciated this because, again, I am not a big fan of being forced to pick one thing over the other. I was actually able to pick both sides for different cosmetics.
Dear God. There's more.
All of your skins were given golden progression edit styles depending on what level you were. The maximum level to get all of these was level 300, and let me tell you, no matter how many quarantines we had back then, no amount was enough to get to level 300. You had to grind all day every day to obtain one of the rarest skins in the game, the fully golden Peely. Yeah, Season 2 Chapter 2 introduced one of the rarest skins in the game. A skin so rare that it might just hit top 5 rarest skins in the game. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Season 2 Chapter 2 wasn't messing around. So let's recap a bit. First ever collaboration skin in the Battle Pass. The choice between two different styles for every single skin in the Battle Pass. Fully customizable tier 1 skin, and the rarest Battle Pass skin, possibly top 5 rarest in the game, was introduced in Season 2 Chapter 2. All the 4 things I just mentioned were new, unique, and awesome things that were added into this season. Now with that alone, it's safe to say that Season 2 Chapter 2 is one of the best battle passes that we've ever had. That, and with the addition of the pandemic, it's safe to say that people had a blast with Fortnite back then. Since most people weren't in school nor could they go outside at the time, we had nothing else to do but have fun with Fortnite Battle Royale. And to be honest, Fortnite did an amazing job with providing a decent chunk of content. I mean, the island was still new to us. We were still processing the fact that Fortnite was gone for days. It got blown up. People stared at a black hole for hours. Some of us were skeptical about the second chapter, but maybe by showing us Season 2, we saw the future of what Fortnite was looking like. And if Season 1 of the second chapter didn't do the trick, perhaps Season 2 would have been the perfect introduction we were all looking for. And my god, did Epic do an amazing job with this battle pass. I mean, this battle pass, I give it a 10 out of 10. Best of the best. New additions, great tier 1, one of the rarest skins, an amazing tier 100, a collaboration skin for the first time in a battle pass. I mean, this has to be the best battle pass that I have ever seen. It had something for everybody. The Marvel fans got Deadpool, the casuals got all these cosmetics, the hardcore players got the chance to get a very rare skin, the creative players got to make their own skin. It was art. Good job, Epic. Good job. Fortnite's map tends to evolve over time, usually by the effects of a new season. And Season 2 Chapter 2 is no different. We got 5 new POIs with the introduction of Season 2 Chapter 2. And all of these 5 POIs served a really good purpose on not just the aesthetics, but also in gameplay. See, Midas and the gang have taken over these POIs, each serving as an in-game boss, which you could defeat for 2 amazing prizes. See, one of these prizes is a card which you could use to access a vault located in every new POI. When you open these vaults using the key card that belongs to it, you can find all sorts of amazing goodies in these vaults. Heals, ammo, weapons, material, a quick escape route. This was the perfect reward for defeating in-game bosses. And if that wasn't rewarding enough, you were also given their mythic weapons. Now, for those of you that don't know, a mythic weapon is like a legendary gun, but if a legendary gun took steroids. I swear, these puppies were your literal golden ticket to winning a game. If you go up against a mythic, good luck, man, because that's like a baby fighting a gorilla. The odds of you winning against a mythic versus a normal gun are very low. The mythics consisted of guns such as the Scar, the dual pistols, minigun, heavy AK, drum gun, and even a grappler gun that has unlimited uses. How cool is that? Fan favorite weapons return with a Pack-a-Punch variant as a reward for defeating in-game bosses in unique POIs. The POIs themselves were very fun to land at too. You had to sneak around and hope you weren't caught by any of the henchmen. It was like being an actual agent. They really stuck to the theme on these POIs. Slowly creeping through the place was quite the thrill because of how much risk you were putting yourself in. Season 2 Chapter 2 also added this very cool feature that allowed you to disguise yourself as a henchman to sneak around without getting caught. So if you wanted to walk around without getting blasted on sight, all you had to do was head over to the disguise booth and change yourself to look like a henchman. However, if you were caught, you could always bail using the available zip lines that were available in every single POI. These zip lines provided an easy escape route that allowed you to fire back while riding. It was a nice gimmick for the gameplay considering you had to worry about the hostile henchmen and the other players whose goal it is to eliminate you. The POIs consisted of the following: Rig, a small oil rig located at the bottom left corner of the map. Surrounded by water and hostile henchmen, the rig is home to TNTina, a hostile NPC that will use her mythic, the Kabunbo, to tear you into bits. The Shark, a small island that has a massive shark-shaped rock with a mansion inside of the island. The fancy-looking mansion is surrounded by henchmen and water, making it the perfect place for a villain's layout. The Shark is home to Sky, a hostile NPC that will use her mythic assault rifle to tear you into bits. And not only does Sky drop her mythic Scar and card when eliminated, but she will also drop a mythic grappler with unlimited uses. So that's double the reward for one job, which made this POI a fan favorite. Grotto. Located near Retail Row on the right side of the map, the grotto is an underground cave that, seriously, what's up with these POIs in water? They're all surrounded by water, what's up with that? A nice claustrophobic POI that is invisible by everyone since it's very well hidden. Surrounded by henchmen in the cave's interior, it makes for a really good intense match since you have to watch your feet at all times. The grotto is also home to Brutus, and this guy will tear you apart with his mythic minigun if spotted. Yacht. Like the name implies, Yacht takes place in a massive ship located at the right corner of the map. The place is surrounded by henchmen and, of course, water, and is home to the gorilla-sized cat known as Meowscles. Meowscles will drop his mythic Pew Pew rifle when eliminated. Now, this place is quite long for what it is, providing the perfect POI for mid to long range combat, and funny enough, at some point Deadpool did take over the yacht, forcing Meowscles to move elsewhere. Poor Meowscles, he didn't deserve this. When Deadpool took over the yacht, the entire place was themed after him, even making Deadpool a hostile NPC. When somehow eliminating an unkillable Marvel character, he will drop his mythic dual pistols that can be quite deadly if used right. And finally, last but not least, Agency. Located in the center of the map, the Agency is headquarters of the Agents, a place that's run by Midas and his sinister plans, and of course, like every other POI, the place is heavily guarded by henchmen and water. The Agency has multiple stories, which can help if you're sneaking around. The Agency is also home to Midas, the mastermind behind all this chaos. When eliminated, Midas will drop his mythic drum gun that can do some very serious damage. And that pretty much wraps all these new POIs. They all have this very similar vibe, but I feel like that's a good thing since it does remind you that this is a spy themed season. I love how all the new POIs were separated enough to cover one part of the map, so no matter where you landed, you could always choose to go visit one of these amazing locations. Overall, the map changes were big enough for everybody to enjoy and brought enough immersion to keep us entertained until the next season. So now that we covered the new POIs in the game, let's talk gameplay. Because if there's one thing more important than a battle pass, a map layout, or even a story, is the gameplay. After all, this is a video game. You can't have a good season if the gameplay isn't fun enough, and Fortnite made sure that this season was the literal definition of fun, because we did get a decent chunk of items to use that blended right in with the rest of the season's tone. For starters, we had mythic weapons, and like I said, a good reward for defeating a beefy boss. It's a nice little addition that makes the gameplay more fun for the other players, as it did give them a pretty good advantage. You got out of your way to defeat a boss, then you clearly deserve a good weapon. All the new POIs also came with their own vaults, which is a nice reward for defeating the boss's POI. The changing boots were also an amazing addition to the game because it made sure that the season's spy theme seemed more interactive, and it did help a lot of players when they needed a disguise from either AI or other players. We also got boxes that you could use to sneak around the agency's POIs and take other players by surprise, which was a very nice little gimmick, that you could use as a spy, and again, it did bring more immersion into the gameplay. But one of my favorite features, however, has to be the one where you could shake the enemies to reveal their allies' locations. All you had to do was take down another player, and with the shakedown feature, you were able to see their squad mate's exact location with a little heat vision effect that lasted for a few seconds. And these few seconds were enough to take down a whole squad. Again, by far my favorite addition of all time, and I genuinely hope this makes a return. In Season 2 Chapter 2, we were also introduced to the new Choppa vehicle. The Choppa vehicle is a helicopter that provided a nice way to transport. It didn't feel overpowered as it didn't really have any weapons with it other than using it to ram at other players, but it didn't come with any weapons, such as missiles or a minigun, but it was fast enough to take you and your squad from point A to point B, which again made it a really good vehicle for Season 2 Chapter 2. The Choppa was a very nice vehicle that most players have positive thoughts on. Of course, except for this kid.
He's trolling me! He's trolling me!
Season 2 Chapter 2 really made itself feel special, with tons of new things to try out and brand new gimmicks, and even weapons that we've never seen before. It made sure it became one of the most memorable. But another little thing that I wanted to point out is the Victory Umbrella, something that every season gives us after getting our first win during the season. And let me tell you, the Season 2 Chapter 2 Umbrella was pretty cool because it had this nice black and gold combination with this triangle pattern around the edges. Visually, the umbrella looked really nice. The classified umbrella had the description, "Tell no one you found this," but of course you posted it on Twitter the second you got it. You traitor. And if the looks of the umbrella weren't cool enough, it played 3 little jingles whenever you deployed it in the air. It really made you feel like you were some sort of secret agent before you even landed on the map. And things like this really add to the charm of a season, and this right here is why Season 2 Chapter 2 was so darn amazing. It's always the little things that make something so great and memorable. Before I end this video, let's go ahead and recap everything that Season 2 Chapter 2 brought to the table. So we got a fully customizable Battle Pass skin that could be unique and exclusive to only you. An amazing Tier 100, the first ever collab character in a Battle Pass. One of the rarest skins in the game could be obtained in the Battle Pass. An amazing Victory Umbrella that played 3 little jingles before you landed, mythic weapons, scanning enemies to reveal their teammates' locations, amazing POIs that revolved around the spy theme, 6 in-game bosses that rewarded you with amazing loot if you defeat them, vaults, helicopters, good battle pass emotes, golden edit styles for every battle pass skin, a great story that opens doors to the future of Fortnite, the choice between 2 edit styles for almost every single battle pass skin, and of course last but not least, we got an amazing live event that left everyone questioning everything. I kid you not, the first time I saw the first person cutscenes really made me wonder for days what was this about? What's going to happen next? It really messed me up. This got me hooked. I wanted to know more about the story. I wanted to know where season 2 chapter 2 was going to take us. It made a really big impact on not just the gameplay, but the story as well. You know, this was where the story was slowly shifting into more of a 0-point conflict more than anything. It was the beginning of a new conflict, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is why season 2 chapter 2 was so good. It brought so much to the table that players weren't done needing by the time season 3 started. Sure, they did delay season 3 for a while, but with so much content that we had, players didn't really care. And I feel like a lot of people would agree that season 2 chapter 2 was one of the best. In fact, this right here had to be in the top 5 best seasons of all time. And I will always stick to my opinion that season 2 chapter 2 was the best season we've ever had. And if all the points that I presented to you today weren't good enough, then I want you to tell me a season that was good, if not better, than season 2 chapter 2. Sure, you could point out another season from future chapters, but remember, at the time, everything we've seen in season 2 chapter 2 was new. This was new to us. Now, this isn't exactly to compare season 2 chapter 2 to any other season. Rather, this is to prove how good it was. This was to prove how good we had it back then. I firmly believe that no season had this much content to give, which is why I think you might understand my point of view after finishing the video. But again, everyone is open to their own opinion, but just know season 2 chapter 2, one of the best. But hey, who really knows? Maybe Epic Games will make a better season than season 2 chapter 2. But for now, I'm gonna stick to my opinion. Oh yeah, and this was before Apple removed Fortnite, so, you know, there's that. Hey guys, how's it going? RedTech here. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I know this was a bit of a long one, and honestly, I can't believe you made it this far in watching the video. Again, thank you. But man, was season 2 chapter 2 good. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you guys want to support me in the item shop, my support creator code is RedTech, REDTAC. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This is RedTech. Have a good one.